This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the CabinZero Classic Crossbody bag, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So if you are familiar with CabinZero's game, you will recognize that this looks pretty similar to their classic backpack and not too different from their military bag as well. So we've got 600 dinar polyester, so it seems pretty lightweight, at least in my experience. It's not a super heavy bag. I mean, I know it's a pretty hefty harness system, but overall the material's not super heavy, but we do have pretty durable material here. I have very similar material on the military backpack, which I personally own and have used for over a year and haven't had any issues with it. And it's just held up pretty well in testing this bag as well. No loose threads that I've noticed or anything like that. It just looks pretty sleek if you ask me. Kind of like classic JanSport vibes here, especially with this logo down here in the corner. But overall, no problems with the materials. So we've got YKK zippers. You can see this one's under a fabric welt here. And then here are the ones on the other side here. So you have a nice little pull on these YKK zippers. It forms a little T, which makes it really easy to open and close this compartment. And you've got 2 zippers, so you can leave them on either side. But I would recommend leaving them on this side over here because we have this little eye right here. What you can do is take the zipper that would be opening and closing right now and feed that through here like this. And that way, if someone was trying to get into your bag, they can't really do it because that T stops it, and then you can't open this one because obviously that is there. So that is a nice handy, like I wouldn't call it like a foolproof security measure because if someone really wants to get inside this bag, they're probably gonna do it either way. But in theory, if you're traveling and someone's trying to get inside people's bags to take things, they're gonna just pass up your bag and go to somebody else's. So nice little feature, and it also, I really like it just for opening and closing the bag. Makes it easier, at least for me personally. Got a Duraflex buckle here, big and beefy, easy to use, has never popped open when we didn't want it to. I like magnetic buckles, but there's just something nice and satisfying about a big, like plastic buckle. So these are probably my favorite buckles. I do like the magnets as well, but there's just something to be said about the simplicity of that. We do have a handle here on the top. So this bag is kind of meant to be like oriented this way, like when you're wearing it, but obviously you load it this way. So I don't know, some people might say the handle should be here, but it doesn't bother me. It's easy enough to grab it either way. And I kind of like the way that it's kind of like a backpack in this way. Crossbody bag style. But there isn't a ton going on the exterior here. As you can see, we do have a little flag here because this is a company from Great Britain. And then again, we have the logo here on the bottom right, but not a ton going on other than, you know, we have the little eye there and just pretty simple, durable materials and hardware. So when I first started testing this crossbody sling, I was a little bit like confused as to why there was so much padding and aeration. But then after just thinking about it for a little bit, it is 11 liters. You can fit a ton of gear inside of here, and that gets pretty heavy. So the extra padding and aeration is pretty nice to keep things comfortable and cool while you're out and about. So as you can see, a ton of aeration all throughout the back panel and the strap here. Very good at keeping things cool even on a warm day. I will say that it's not really rough, but it's not the most comfortable material. So when I'm wearing a shirt like this, it's no problem. But if you were wearing a tank top, or if you were to take this to the beach or something and not wear a shirt, it might just get a little bit uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable, it's just not the softest material. And that just might be me being super picky, but that's just something to keep in mind. And then we have pretty ample padding here as well, just all throughout everywhere on this. And you can fit a not a sling. You could put a sling in here, but you can put a tablet or another flat item like a book or something on the inside of this main compartment, and that's going to kind of decide how flat this back panel is because it is pretty well padded, but as you can see, I can manipulate it somewhat easily. So if you were to put like an apple or something back there, it's not going to be the most comfortable, but again, it's meant for like a tablet, or I have a Nintendo Switch on there right now, and that's pretty flat and makes this pretty comfortable. We have a little nice segue here between the actual pack and then the strap here. And then on the strap, we have a strap keeper, which if you want to kind of make that even less, you can loop it more than once because it is made of elastic. So that way there's not as much strap going all the way down there. So pretty comfortable bag if you ask me. Again, just keep that in mind. This isn't the softest material that we've ever tested. If you're finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So this is pretty much how I wore this sling or crossbody bag the entire time that I was testing it. It is not ambidextrous, so you can't switch where the strap attaches to the other side, so you're kind of limited on how you can wear it, but I found this to be pretty comfortable, and I am right-handed, so it just gives me more freedom of my right arm, as you can see, but I mean, you have pretty good freedom on both sides. You just feel it a little bit more when you move your left hand like this. Something that I should know is you can swing this to the front while you're wearing it to access the gear that's inside. So it's a little bit harder to access this front zipper just because it's kind of like over the front like that, and you have the fabric route, but you can still do it. And then you have the main compartment right here, which is pretty easy to access. But one thing to note is that it is kind of challenging to unlock the zipper if you do have it locked while you're in this position. So typically I would end up just taking the bag off instead of trying to like reach over here and get it unlocked, at least for quick use. But overall, very comfortable and pretty easy to access your gear while you're using it. So as I mentioned earlier, this front compartment does have a little fabric welt there, which helps keep water out because I don't think water's really ever gonna sit there, but it's just got a nice cover for it, which I do like. So pop that open here and you'll see that I have my phone stowed inside of there, it's iPhone 11, and then my wallet, and I still have the tags in here as well. We like to keep these in the bag so we don't lose them because we have a nice big storage section over there, and it's nice to have these when you go to look at a bag you haven't looked at in a while. So Chum Surf Shorts wallet fits inside there. Good time to mention as well, we have this registration card, which is on the side over here. So if someone finds your bag, they can just enter that code onto the website and then get your information so they can get your bag back to you. So almost happy that I left the tags inside of there. But as you can see here, just a big open pocket here, no organization or anything like that. No key leash, that's gonna be inside the main compartment. It's just a big dump pocket. So I kind of wish there was a little bit of organization inside of here because it is a pretty big pocket. I don't know. So I just ended up throwing snacks in here. I was able to fit a small packable jacket in here as well. And then my phone and my wallet just so I have quick access. But if I knew I wasn't gonna be using my phone or wallet, or maybe I just wanted it to be a little bit more secure, I'd probably throw that inside the main compartment so I can use the little zipper locking mechanism. So just kind of a dump pocket out here. I wouldn't put anything you're too, you want to keep safe in there just because it's not as secure as this main compartment, which we will dive into now. So this is a nice, pretty wide opening here. And because these materials, they are durable, but as I mentioned earlier, they're not super thick or heavy. So you can really kind of open this up as wide as you want it to, and just it's malleable, so you can really get into the nitty-gritty of how you're gonna organize your gear. So I've got a bunch of stuff inside of here right now. I've just got my over-ear headphones because I like to have over-ear headphones. And then I have my GoPro on a little travel tripod here. Just fun to take this around when you're exploring, whether you're traveling or at home. I've got my tech pouch so I can stay charged up with a 20,000 milliamp battery bank inside of there. So I found in this sling, it was easier for me to just put the entire tech pouch inside of here at 11 liters. I can do that, then try to find a home for everything that's in my tech pouch in such a large sling. So that might not work for you, but that's what worked for me. And then as you can see here, I don't have anything else left inside this main compartment, but we have two organizers on either side here. So on the back side here, this is where a tablet or a similar device can go. I have our 3D printed Nintendo Switch inside of here right now, but you're gonna be able to fit an iPad in there, like depending on what size tablet you have. It should just measure what you have to see if it fits inside of there, but a Kindle's gonna fit in there. The smaller to medium-sized iPads or similar like Samsung Galaxy Tabs or whatever those are called, will fit inside of there. And we do have pretty good padding on this side, not super thick, but we have very ample padding on this side because of the back panel there. So I would, if you're worried about the front glass breaking, I would face it that way because you have more padding on this side. But again, that's kind of a double-edged sword because this side, in theory, could get hit more often than this side because this is the inside of the bag. You get what I'm saying. You guys could probably figure it out if you already own a tablet. We have similar padding on the back, or the bottom portion here. It's really hard to show that to you, but it's pretty similar to the padding on this divider here as well. And then on the front side here, we have this zippered compartment. So a very large pocket inside of here. This is where the key leash is right here. So you can attach your keys in here if you want to. I like how short this is. Very, I don't know, it doesn't get in the way as much. I've said this before, I either like them to be really short like this one or really long. Really long so my keys can reach the door without unlocking it, or really short so they stay out of the way. If they're in the middle, they kind of just get in the way and I can't use them as I would like to. And then as you saw inside of there, I just had this Joby micro stand stowed inside there. This is something I'm testing right now, so look for a full review on this. We'll see whether or not it replaces the Joby in my everyday pack out. And then on the inside of here as well, we have this little hook and loop fastener that you can stow your passport or something sensitive like that inside of if you have a travel document or something like that. It's just an extra layer of security, because if someone was to try to get it, they'd have to get through this zipper, they'd have to get through this zipper, and then they'd have to get into the hook and loop fastener. And although a hook and loop fastener is not the most secure way to store something, that you would hear this. So just something to keep in mind, that the hook and loop fastener is not super secure, but it adds that noise element to it. So very secure inside of there. But as you can see now, with it empty, there's just so much room for gear inside of here. And it can look a little bit floppy if you don't have it completely packed out. But overall, I'm very happy with how much gear I can pack inside of here and how comfortable it is even when I have it fully packed out. So there you have it, the CabinZero Classic Crossbody Bag 11 liter. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.